it's Ash here. Hope you've enjoyed the Heart to Heart episode. For the rest of the week, I'm dropping some of my favourite old episodes. Let's jump into the conversation.
Ephesians 3:20, the Message version. God can do anything. You know far more than you could ever imagine or guess or request in your wildest dreams.
Lucy, welcome back to the podcast.
I've been waiting for my return invitation.
Your grand return. If you missed out on any of Lucy's last episodes, I'll pop them in the description. But this is the one and only Lucy Holmes from 89.9 The Light. Welcome back to the Everyday Joy podcast.
I'm very excited to come back and chat to you because I loved it last time.
It's so much fun. Luce, you pretty much, well, to an extent, you almost do the Everyday Joy podcast hourly in a small way on air.
I tell everyone to listen to you.
You do.
On the hour, every hour.
You
I'm
do.
like, listen to Ash Owen, so.
If you don't know what we're talking about, 89.9 The Light, the radio station that we kind of come under, this podcast comes out of our Words to Live By, which is a scripture. Happens every hour. And all of our on-air guys do like a short little, what would you call it? Like a little devotional almost.
A little tiny devotional on how this impacts our lives. And I'm the Brekkie host on 89.9 The Light, and so I read it every half hour, Ash.
Is it every half hour? I didn't even know that.
7:30, 8, 8:30, 9, and then 10. So I do it.
So you master.
I do it the most out of anyone on the station.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's always been like that on the Brekkie show.
Wow.
Every half hour. So it's sometimes at the hour I'll do a longer bit, and at the half hour I'll do a shorter one, and I'll just say, listen to Ash.
yeah, your brain at 6 a.m. is like, if you actually want to hear more about this.
No.
I love when I get to see you guys in the morning and doing your thing. I have one question.
Yes.
When you're in Brekkie World, and you've been doing this for, what is it?
16 years. Yep.
16 years. What is your routine? Like, what time do you have to go to bed to make sure that you can get up early enough?
I like to start winding down at 8. And then I like to be in bed at 9 trying to fall asleep.
Wow.
Any later than that and I'm wrecked for the next day.
And do you, like, you've been doing it for so long now, do you still struggle to get up in the morning, or is it doesn't end?
It was a lot easier when I was younger, to be honest, because I started in my late 20s when I was on radio. And so I struggle now being an older woman. And especially in winter in Melbourne where we are all based, getting up at 3 degrees at like 4:35 is hard. But I get up, I have my clothes laid out always the night before, lay them all out. So literally just step into them, brush my hair, brush my teeth, do a little bit of makeup, and then I get my routine. It's about a 10-minute routine. So I can
serious?
Yeah, I can get as much sleep as possible. I've got 10 minutes and then I'm out the door.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
You'd have to, though. Otherwise it would just be a mess.
Yeah,
and you'd get to work feeling so disheveled and just not prepared.
I need to have my routine. And one part of my routine is putting on makeup and doing my hair. People think, you Brekkie Radio, do you come in your pajamas? I was like, no, because everything's on camera now anyway.
Yeah.
But it really sets me up for the day.
We're looking at Ephesians 3 verse 20.
Yes.
God can do anything, far more than you could ever imagine or guess or request in your wildest dreams. Luce, what are your first thoughts when you hear this verse?
Phew.
Yeah.
Phew. Thank God for God. Like in one of the older versions of this, because this is a Message version, which I love the Message more than any other translation, PS. But the original version, well, not the original because that would be Hebrew, but I think the NIV talks about exceedingly and abundantly above all. And I was thinking about, it's not even just above all, and it's not even exceedingly, it's exceedingly above. Like it's more than you can think. It's like, think of the best and then overshoot that.
Yeah.
And I think, thank goodness that we can look at our lives and go, oh, this is a bit of a hot mess. This is not great. And know and have the faith going, hang on, God's in this. And I know he can make such an incredible thing out of this mess.
Yeah.
And not just an incredible thing, better than I could have ever imagined. Crazy good.
Completely. I think that when you read something like this, how often have we planned a way that we think our life is going to go.
Totally.
And then we look back and it, didn't happen the way maybe we had initially planned.
Yeah.
But it is greater than you could have ever imagined.
Totally.
And sometimes I think, like you were saying when you were going, oh, phew, it is a sigh of relief to know that God's plans are better.
Yep.
And God has... I love that kind of thought of that God has the overview of our life, right?
Yeah.
We see it in moments and time and weeks and months and years, but because God sees it with such a great understanding, to know that God will do exceedingly abundantly above, it is such a it brings that peace of knowing that even when things are the lowest of lows, to know that God will restore it. And when you know the character of God, which is that God is a restorer and that God is a provider, when you know that that's his character, this verse makes sense, because you go, well, it doesn't matter what things look like now. It doesn't matter what I thought it would look like. When I know the character of God, and the character of God can't be misplaced, and God can't not do who he is, you know that it will work out in the end, even if right now it doesn't seem like that.
Yeah. And I think for me, I battled infertility for many years, and I had my only child quite late on in life. And I actually was driving on the way to work thinking about it. I don't even know why I was thinking about this morning, going, my goodness, she actually was a miracle. And I don't even know if I've understood that really, because once you're struggling for a baby, then you have your baby, then suddenly you're just in.
Your parent.
You're just in. Yep. And now she's about to turn 10 in a month's time. And I think this one I was like, I had a miracle. And there were many, many, many years where I would just cry out to God. And I look back and I think I was exceedingly and abundantly blessed, more than I could ever imagine, with her. And I even see that now. And it's not just having a kid, but having Shiloh. Like who she is, her character, her personality, like that's the blessing to me. Like I adore her, and I love that I had a little girl, but the fact that who she is, that I think about being blessed by God. Yep, blessed got to have my child, but exceedingly abundantly blessed is I got my daughter Shiloh, and I love who she is. And I think for me also, the other thing I think about when I think about this verse is I'm a performer by nature and by trade. So I've done many different things. I auditioned for things left, right and centre. You'll see me pop up on an ad. A listener the other day said, I saw you on an ad, and is it you or is it AI and they've stolen your face? And I said, no, it was me. I was paid. But often I go to jobs and you know, you go, oh, this could be so good. This would pay so much money. I could get something with this money. I could go on a holiday, and then you don't get it. And that's the life of a performer. Like you go for 100 billion auditions, you might get one, and that's okay. That's the life of a performer. But for me, being a performer for 20 odd years has been I've been really easy. It's been easy for me to deal with any rejection or setbacks, because I'm like, I've always believed God is going to abundantly bless me. Yeah. And so if I don't get this job, that's okay. He's got other things for me, better things for me. And I've never had this disappointment, because I've gone, okay, not for me. God's got something else, because he's got something better. And I don't know if I'd done this, X, Y, Z, what happens? I've always been like, he's got the best for me. So I feel like when doors have opened and closed in my life, for me, this verse is behind it. I've gone, if I believe he's going to bless me, and I do, then I've got to believe he's shutting the right doors, opening the right doors, and he's got it all in control.
I love that thought, Luce. And it's actually something that I often will say to my friends. You know, I've got a lot of friends who are dating or like would love to be married one day, and they have that thing, like when you put it into like a relationship sense of being like, God, like, why aren't you doing this for me? Like, why aren't you turning these things around? And something that I often say to them is, you don't want something that God doesn't have for you. Totally. And so sometimes as people, we will like try and we will work and we will go, no, like, I know that I can get this. I know that I can do this. But so often the minute that we actually surrender it and go, God, I actually trust, like you were saying, that you know better.
You know best, God.
You know best. I can relax and rest and know that you have a plan greater than I could have ever orchestrated or worked towards. And when you do that, like you said, you are actually grateful for the closed doors and you're grateful for the open doors, because you know that it's just baby steps to where God is leading you.
And if you smash through doors that God didn't have open, and then one day you go, oh, I shouldn't have done any of that. The great news of this verse, he goes, it's okay. I can take the mess. I can still exceedingly bless you. I'm not going to punish you. I look at times in my life where I go, what is God going to do with this broken mess? Like I went through a divorce, and then I remarried the most extraordinary person. I'm like, God, we often talk about having a plan A, and if it doesn't happen, what happens to our plan A? Well, God goes, I've got another plan A, because you're going to be exceedingly abundantly blessed, because I love you, not because of what you did do, what you didn't do, what you prayed, what you didn't pray. He's like, I love you. I made you. You're so amazing. I'm going to exceedingly bless you in spite of yourself and everything you throw at me. God's like, I'm still going to bless you. Totally. If you accept that blessing and walk in it and look for it as well, I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, and I think as we finish up, that's exactly right. We do have to look for it sometimes.
Look for it every day.
And I think that's what the difference between being a Christian and a non-Christian sometimes is we need to look for what God is doing, not what he isn't doing.
Totally.
And it's so easy to be melancholic and a half glass, half empty sort of person. But when we know that God is working things for good, we actually can be joyful and thankful in those little things. And actually going, God, you are going to do far more than I can expect.
Yeah.
And so these little baby steps of like, okay, God, you're moving, you're doing this.
Yeah.
You know, you're bringing joy, or you bring people into my world, or today was a good day. Even if it's those tiny things, because there will be seasons where that's all you can muster up the courage to be thankful for. But knowing that God will do all those things and more is the greatest promise and reminder for us when we're in those difficult times.
And just remember that if you have breath in your lungs today, you are exceedingly blessed. If you live in Australia, you are exceedingly blessed. If you've got food on your table tonight and a roof over your head and you have somewhat at your health, you are exceedingly blessed. And I think we've got to stop and remember our privilege and go, we are blessed. And look to those things and set our mind on those things.
So good, Liz. I hope today's episode encouraged you, but I cannot wait to dive even deeper into the Word of God with you tomorrow. Until then, I pray you're able to find moments of joy.